Hi, I'm Ramat, and I'm welcoming you to this episode of Shades of Us. It's a playful episode. I'm going to be talking about the men I find most attractive. They're most appealing to me. At top of the list, of course, this person has to believe in the equality of the sexes. That is a no-brainer. Literally, any man who has that belief that men and women are equal. Yes, we're different, and the difference again is because of the physiology, not anything more than that. But if you don't believe in the equality of the sexes, to the left, to the left. Yeah, I said this is going to be a playful episode, but yeah, to the left, Negro. Okay, guy, whatever. To the left, please. So the person has to be one. Believe in the equality of the sexes. We are generation equality. I cannot drop all of this for somebody who doesn't believe in that. Nope, nada, nien, zilch, nope, cannot happen. So the next thing is, as banal, as simple, as juvenile as it sounds, men who do chores. Oh my God, do I love to see a man who does his chores. I don't expect somebody who wants me to clean up after them. I cannot find you appealing, Ogbeni, no. So there's this friend of mine whose house I went to once, and then he literally just like brought food and served me, and I was like, oh, okay. So I went to the kitchen to wash my dishes, because that's what I do. If I go to a friend's house, I wash my dish and just let it be. And especially if the person cooked for me, I'll probably just wash both the dishes. But if you don't do anyhow, I wish I wash my own. But then he was like, oh no, let it be. I was like, is this one trying to front? And literally, like, he took his time, washed the dishes, and I was like, interesting. Okay. And then his house was clean, like proper clean. I was like, okay, this is cool, this is interesting. And for some reason, I really like when I see people who keep their houses clean and you don't need somebody to come and do it for you, because there's a predominant belief that once a woman comes to your house, she should come and clean for you. I can't go and clean anybody's house. So in the past, right, if I didn't have conversation with people, I didn't have what to talk about, I would, try to kill time by cleaning people's houses. Until there was this time I went to a friend's house, and then the friend was like, oh, okay, so are you gonna clean? I was like, what? Do you know who you're talking to? Ramatu. This is Ramatu. This is not another person. Ramatu. And he was like, oh no, he was just saying. I was like, nigga, you better not say it, because I'm not going to clean your house. Nope. Nada, nien, zilch, not going to happen. Okay, I'm going to relax. The next one that I find so appealing is the men who take care of their kids. Now there's this man, when I used to go to church, right, I used to be in the protocol unit, and then I see all kinds of people, because I was part of the greeting unit and I was the protocol. So there's this man whose wife gave birth to twins, whose wife gave birth to twins, and every time they came to church, he was always carrying one of them. In fact, the woman would always go and sit down with the nursing mothers, and he always went to sit down with her. Many people will tell him, oh no, go there, we'll help you with the child. He'll say no. He'll literally hold the child, and once the wife is breastfeeding one, he'll hold the other one until she can breastfeed that one. And then once they moved on to formula, he'll feed the baby as the wife was feeding the baby. And I used to notice all these things because of where I was in church, and I used to see him do all of it, and he'll carry. And then when they even got bigger, he would use the stroller and push them. And I was like, dude, you know your thing, man. What really impressed me about this man was the day that I saw the wife trying to change the diaper for one, and he checked the diaper for the other one, and the wife handed the baby, literally like handed up the baby to him, and he changed the diaper, and the wife held the other one, and then switched the second baby, and then he changed the diaper. And I was like, color me shocked. I was shocked. So I know that it's the barest minimum that you should expect from a man, but to see somebody to even do this in public, because other men would have said, oh, just do it. But he did it because it was so normal for him to do. And then when my friend, again, I mentioned Trix and Victoria because they're my people, right? When they gave birth to my goddaughter, Naya, I was like, I heard that Trix was, adverse at first. And I was like, hey, what's going on? He was like, oh no, he just needed to find his way. And the way they raise my goddaughter, makes parenting interesting. I like it. I like it so, so much. The next kind of man I find appealing is the type that will never hit a woman regardless of what is happening. So people try to say, no, if a woman hits him, you hit back. Nope. In fact, I don't try to. I talk a lot about fighting people. I always say, I will fight you, give you flying kick, things like. Look, I don't fight nobody, male or female, because as you see me, I don't like to be beaten. My entire power is in my mouth. But I like men who don't even fight nobody. Don't fight a man. Don't fight a woman. I believe that there are times when you can, out of self-defense, try to fight, but that you just want to hit a woman. What happened? Why? That's for me. I always say this. Cheating is not a deal breaker for me. But you see hitting, the moment you just do ta or Benny, I am done. So like for me, hitting, abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse is a deal breaker for me. Nope, nada, cannot deal, moving on. So the next kind of person I like is someone who doesn't cheat. And I have to explain this clearly. If you make a decision to be in a monogamous relationship, right, and that you decide, you have agreed with your partner that you want to be in a monogamous relationship, I think it doesn't make sense to cheat. Now, this is completely different from what I used to be in my worldview. In the past, I felt like cheat or no cheat or things happened, right? But I understand that once you make that commitment to somebody, it is you will not stop being attracted to other people. No. You will not stop seeing people being appealing or hot or sexy, and you will not stop wanting to be with other people. But that because you have made a choice to be with one person and you've made it open and it's clear that this is what you want, I don't think it's cool if you cheat. So if you say, okay, I'm feeling like stepping out, I have a friend who told me if I ever feel like cheating on my girl, I would leave. And I said, oh, that makes sense, right? That makes sense. But I said, what happens? What if you're married and then you have that urge to cheat? And he said he'll talk to his partner about it. And many people don't want to hear this conversation, but I would rather have someone tell me, look, I have feelings for somebody else. And then we can walk through that. It's going to hurt. It's going to be painful, of course. But we can walk through it and say, okay, what can you do? Do you see if... the main thing is if I find out, do you still want to be with me, right? If the person says no, I'll be like, okay, bye ya, ain't nobody got that time. But if the person says yes, I still want to be with you, but I have some feelings for this other person. So we decide what can we do about it? Because as you see me like this, I will still get attracted to people like Idris Elba. If I'm married and Idris Elba says Ramat, I'll be like, Lord Jesus, okay, not Lord Jesus, but sky spirits, things like that. So there will always be people that you get attracted to who may be better than your spouse, and I believe it for real. There will be people who will be better looking, better thinking, better everything that is your spec. There will be someone who will be better. And then if you get attracted to this person and you talk to your partner about it, as painful as it is, if you guys walk through it, you can walk through it. You can actually, get something good. But then if you say, oh, I want to cheat, I don't know. I'm not a fan of cheating. I know people have their reasons, and a lot of the reasons can be valid. I'm not saying are valid. They can be valid, but I think I like it when people who say, I want to be with this person and they are with this person. Now, it's a different conversation if you have an open relationship. If it's an open relationship, it's different. A committed relationship, that's where cheating comes in. But if it's an open relationship, when there's no cheating, no, you just do what you want to do. I'm going to move on, Sha, before they come and beat me. I absolutely like men who are emotionally intelligent. Goodness gracious. So I have a crush. I can talk about it now. I have a crush on someone who is so emotionally intelligent. It just makes me happy. Someone who understands that, okay, yes, I'm sensitive about certain things, and so doesn't bring it up or doesn't try to treat you poorly or can correct you with the most respect for your person as a whole. Goodness. It is such a beautiful thing to see. In fact, it is supposed to be at the top of my list though, but I think it is second after, believing in the equality of the sexes. You need to be emotionally intelligent. Oh, it is such an attractive quality. I like men who openly treat their women well. So I am such a fan of Russell Wilson, who is married to Ciara, and I'm like, God, what a beautiful man. He's openly out there loving his wife. People call him all kinds of names, but he doesn't care. He's always just treating his wife so well. Another person is John Legere. Sometimes I look at Chrissy Teigen and I'm like, why is this woman disturbing this man? Because you know her personality is so wild and his personality is so calm, and yet they work together. Sometimes they do things and I'm like, oh my goodness, John didn't want to do this, but he loves her so beautifully. I love it when people love their partners. Again, this is a switch in my personality, because growing up I hated public display of affection. Goodness, I couldn't stand it. And for the longest time I couldn't even have people touch me. I'm like, no nigga, please don't do that in public, stuff like that. But I think I have switched a bit. I don't know if I'm PDA-ish, but I like it when people are openly out there for their women. I think Black women need to be loved loud, so that people will realize that we were not born for suffering, because they believe that Black women should suffer. They stay with wicked man. She stayed with him. This is the benefit. Rubbish. It cannot happen for me. So I actually like people who love their women loud. So big on the list for me is someone who is honorable. I like someone to say a thing and do it. It is so hot and sexy if a man says, this is what I want to do, and he does it. I'm going to call you at 5 o'clock and he calls you at 5 o'clock. Or he says, you know what, I don't want to fight, or whatever, whatever it is, that he is honorable. He's not petty. There are men, oh my God, I just remembered it in this. I didn't plan to talk about this on this episode, but it just came to me. That some men will buy gifts for their women, and then once they fight or they break up, they go and take it back. And there was a video that was trending recently on Twitter where a guy went and he saw his girl on a date with some other guy and took off her bone straight wig. And I'm like, what a small, childish nonsense. Okay, anyhow, man. But I mean, it is honorable. I like people who are honorable. People who respect you regardless. Like, even if you break up, even if you fight, even if you're having a bad moment, they respect you regardless. That is such an honorable thing. So these kinds of men that I have described on this episode of my very playful vlog are described as being pussy whipped, which is another term for woman rapper, all those kind of things that they call men like that. I think it is childish to think that, because, there's one thing that women will always like. They'll always like men who are sensitive, who are respectful, who treat them well, who are caring. And in my case, the extra, who believe in the equality of the sexes. We would always like men like that. I don't think women genuinely like people who treat them horribly. And so nobody wants that. So you can keep being the nasty person you are. That's fine. But, keep it away from us, to the left. And if I'm not to the left, go to another continent. Stay away on your own path. Now, people have asked me, is this possible? Is this man real? And that tells me of a bigger problem in society. If we think that these things, as my sister Sadia will say, which is the barest minimum that you can expect from a man, is impossible, then something is wrong. No, this is the barest minimum. I haven't even talked about other things like, dark chocolatey man like Idris Elba, voice like Dennis Haysbert, like plays basketball, but this is just the barest minimum that anybody can ask for. And if you think that man is pussy whipped, at least he's getting some. Anyway, that is the end of my show. I can't imagine I just said that. That's the end of my show. Please share your views in the comment section. Please listen to the end of the vlog for ways to reach me. I am across social media. Talk about this with me everywhere. And as usual, it's hugs and kisses from Ramatu. I am sweating a lot. Bye.